Boise State University has a proud tradition of featuring student speakers at commencement, and believe me, they are the highlight of the show. Rachel Elena Gallina is graduating today with honors, earning a bachelor's degree in multidisciplinary studies focused on economics, political science, and gender studies, along with an Arabic studies minor and a perfect 4.0 GPA. Rachel's level of global awareness and passion for elevating the stories of others using her natural energy and talents is truly remarkable. During her tenure at Boise State, she has worked as an Albanian refugee interpreter. She worked with Mary Ellen Ryder's Linguistics Lab to help launch a communications app designed to help local service providers better engage with the Boise refugee community. And she returned to Kosovo, where she was raised, to develop an English language curriculum and teach women's empowerment classes. In 2016, Elena won a Boren Scholarship. This is a prestigious award that supports awardees' work in foreign countries to become fluent in less commonly taught languages. With this scholarship, she traveled to Israel and Palestine, where she used her burgeoning Arabic skills to join reconciliation activities and to work as a photographer at business training programs, seminars, and conferences. While there, she also worked as a social justice advocate for the Haifa Feminist Center, conducting research on gender-based violence in Palestine, and volunteered for a variety of peace activist groups that routinely traveled to the Jordan Valley to rebuild homes and walk alongside Bedouin shepherds caught in political conflict. Elena is a learner foremost and then a student, noted Shelton Woods, our Associate Dean of the Honors College. She writes about hidden lives. She brings them to our attention. She does this because she seeks out the voiceless and the disenfranchised, and to their amazement, wants to know them. Her ability and willingness to interact with everyone, no matter their background, provides her readers with a full-orbed picture of her topic. In addition to the Boren Scholarship, Elena was named a 2017 Harry S. Truman Scholar for Idaho and was a 2017 Rhodes Scholar finalist. Following graduation, she will serve as an interim for the U.S. Department of State in the Bureau of East Asian Affairs. Building on her years documenting and communicating the stories of Arab women caught in both political and physical conflict, she one day hopes to earn a master's degree in public policy and women's studies at Oxford University. Class of 2018, I present one of your own, Rachel Elena Gallina.
Thank you, Provost Schimpf. On behalf of the class of 2018, I have to begin by thanking all of you. Though it may feel trite, as though every commencement speech begins this way, they do so for good reason. We're able to celebrate today in large part because of the love and support we've received from all of you the last 4 years. So faculty, staff, friends and family, thank you. All right, cool. You guys agree? And now to all of you, my fellow graduates, class of 2018. What can be said? In the last few weeks, thinking it over, I've been daunted with the prospect of speaking across disciplines, personalities, and backgrounds. Limited by my own experience, what can I say that resonates with everyone seated in this room? Uncertainty. No matter what being a Bronco has meant to you the last 4 years, and for each of us it's been distinctly different. At this moment, we're all facing a certain measure of uncertainty. It's our common denominator. And though you may not see it in those around you, if your friends are anything like mine, each of them has something they're uncertain about. Even the one who has admittance into the PhD program of her dreams doesn't know how she'll contend with a long-distance relationship. The one who has his relationship sorted out and is getting married this summer doesn't know if he'll get into med school. The one moving halfway across the world to work in India doesn't know how she'll contend with culture shock and homesickness. The one headed home doesn't know how he'll put up with living so close to his parents again. Frankly, his parents don't know how they'll put up with him. We're all facing uncertainty, and yet individually, we're fretting about it. In listening to us, you get this sense that we each think uncertainty is unique to us, and that the person seated to our left or our right somehow has it more figured out than we do. We're wrong. Isn't that a relief? You can all take a deep breath now. I'm gonna take a deep breath. I mean, think about it. Our parents weren't 100% sure about child rearing the day each of us was born. Our faculty members weren't certain how to motivate us our first few days on campus. Our own President Custra doesn't know what this next chapter of his life will feel like. In the end, part of being an adult is being continually uncertain. What matters then, what actually defines us, is what we do in the face of it. A quick Google search yields a dozen articles on uncertainty, on our options. We can resist or we can accept. I may have read all of the articles that popped up. Whether it's the Harvard Business Review, Psychology Today, or The Atlantic, they all agree that in the face of uncertainty, our natural inclination as people is to resist it. Yet they also all agree that because of its inevitability, our efforts to resist mess with us. The studies show that fixating on uncertainty, we shrink from new opportunities. Trying to control our environment, at best we pull inward. At worst, we're arrogant and standoffish. Attempting to be definitive with our identities, we compare and are uncomfortable with those who differ from us. You can see this behavior manifest in me. Indeed, those seated in the room closest to me have seen it, and they'd be quick to tell you it's not pretty. When I try too hard to control my environment, I posture. I boast, I'm ill at ease, and I'm deeply self-critical. You can see this all around you with your own friends, in social media and in bars. That pressure to be right has led us to a culture of disparagement and the comedic roast that we're all really fans of in our generation. I'm good at it. We see it manifest in a larger scale all around us. The political climate of today, an era of global uncertainty that's led to derision in unprecedented levels. So if this is what resistance gets us, all these obvious negatives, I've just listed them off for you. What's the alternative? Acceptance. How do we not get stuck resisting? Well, grace. To be at ease within uncertainty requires grace, and that's hard. Grace is arguably one of the most complex and malleable words in the English language. So really risky of me to center my speech around it, I know. It has religious connotations, athletic connotations, artistic, social, and relational connotations. It's a loaded word. And yet, all the options the thesaurus threw at me did not feel right. Ease, charity, clemency, nimbleness. That would have been a rough run to write a speech around. And the thing is, we all know grace when we see it. It bowls us over. It's that rare and unique quality of world changers that manages to hold judgment and charity in conjunction. To set the highest standards of yourself and the world around you, you need good judgment. Yet to contend with the inevitability of failure caused by that good judgment, you also need charity. Grace is a dance between the two. It accepts that we don't know for sure, that we will fail, that the world is confusing, that there is no key to unlock goodness, happiness, and fulfillment. It manages to accept all these things and not be daunted, discouraged, or immobilized by them. Practically, this makes two things possible. First, extending grace to yourself chills you out. We all need that. I definitely need that. Not only will your mom like talking to you better on the phone, always a good thing, but you'll be able to laugh at yourself instead of berating yourself. Second, extending grace to those around you allows you to live in closer community, even with those who irritate and disappoint you, of which there will be many. Now, what I really want us to focus on, though, is the combination of these two. What extending grace to yourself and extending grace to those around you enables. This is where it gets good. I promise I'm almost done. The world needs changing, right? I think we can all agree. Can I get like some noise on that? The world needs changing. I'd like for each of us to change the world somehow. And whether for you, that means building better systems, educating young minds, doing cancer research, writing a really great book, overthrowing the current political world order, or just being the best parent alive, you've got that thing. You have something you want to tackle. And I think the greatest deterrent, what puts us most at risk of not doing the things that terrify us, is our lack of grace. Our need for certainty before we begin. Why do I say that? On what grounds am I making this argument for the necessity of grace? Well, what Provost Schimpf didn't list off in my intro, the things that are never listed in these intros, are all of my confusions and failures, of which there have been many. Studying female empowerment in the last 4 years has been a complete mess. My first policy proposal said economic development could reduce rates of violence against women in conflict. So I moved across the world and worked with a group doing that, and I saw that that led to an erosion of civil society and an upshoot in domestic violence. So then I touted civil society and saw that descend into corruption. And the list goes on and on and on. I can nerd out with you after if you want to know the details. But the point here is that you each have that thing. You've been there. You understand what I'm talking about. And if you're anything like me, when you brush up against those limits, you're at risk of going down a spiral. A spiral that says, why did I try? What was I thinking? Why am I such a failure? Why keep tackling something I seem to be making so little progress in? Why keep pushing up against these levels of uncertainty? I say this first and foremost to myself, because I really need to hear it. And if the dozens of conversations I've had with many of you in the last few weeks are of authentic indication of where you're at today, I think you need to hear it too. Experience grace and get over it. Simultaneously cut yourself a little slack and push yourself to do better. Let's not wallow in what we don't know. Doing stuff every day that makes us uncomfortable is tough. It's gonna suck. Uncertainty and failure is going to be rough. But what's our alternative? Someone handing us all the answers? Someone giving us a super safe life? We don't want that. We all have dreams. And so we arrive at this particularly poignant moment in our lives, a major milestone. We're graduating. I'm gonna say that again and you're gonna clap. We're graduating. But instead of fixating on the details of our circumstantial uncertainty, often we ask ourselves, what are we gonna do in the face of it? I hate to break it to you, but uncertainty is not unique to today or this summer, this year. It's gonna be with us forever. And what will define us is how we choose to respond. The good news, we've already gotten our feet wet. That's what we're celebrating today. It's what I wanna congratulate you on. Though your college experience wasn't framed in these terms, it's been a constant exercise in grace. Think back. Not switching majors just because you failed OChem the first time, that was grace. Not backing away from loving someone this past semester, even though you have horrible memories of botching it sophomore year, that was grace. Not giving up entirely on your efforts at nutrition when you got to Monday of this week and you realized somehow you'd managed to eat Panda every single day of Dead Week? Ultimate grace, guys. Not abandoning writing, even though you've submitted and been rejected 18 times. Not screaming at yourself or your first graders that time you were student teaching on a Monday morning, hungover, with mismatched socks, no granola bars in your backpack, and a broken phone. Ultimate grace. Gotta love Mondays. In each of these moments, you had to be charitable with yourself and the world around you, while simultaneously knowing and pushing for something better, maybe less Panda. So class of 2018, it is with great honor that I congratulate you. Your audacity and dedication in the face of 4 years of uncertainty got you here. Be encouraged by what you've accomplished. Revel in it, rejoice, go out, hug your grandparents, hang out with your friends. Be excited today. We made it. And then tomorrow, though, wake up, recognize you won't have all the answers, but go out and tackle the thing that scares you nonetheless. Contemplate grace. Thank you.